If you're tired of living in the city, watch this video. Are you tired of living in the city? You know, I felt the same way. I was tired of the 9-to-5 life in Stockholm, Sweden. And 6 years ago, me and my wife began our journey away from the city to chase our dreams. Our dream was to live on the countryside in a community with like-minded people. We wanted to learn about cultivating, we wanted to build our house, and so we did. We now live in this tiny house, and we built this 3 years ago for only $5,000 out of reclaimed materials. We gathered wood from houses that were going to be demolished, and then we built our house. With zero building experience, we built this house all by ourselves. Then we moved this house with a tractor and a big trailer, and now we're living in a wonderful community together with our little daughter. Life is pretty good. You know, you don't have to live in the city. If you're tired of living your 9-to-5 life, I can tell you there are other options. And these other options don't have to cost so much money. In fact, this lifestyle that I live is a really cheap lifestyle. And it's a really free lifestyle. Free in the sense that I take care of myself. We built this tiny house 3 years ago, and it cost us only $5,000. 1 year later, we got our daughter. We birthed her in this house, only me and my wife and our midwife on the phone. She came 1 hour after Leia was born. And that was the most beautiful day of my life. I'm really thankful that I left the city and started this off-grid life out here in the forest together with my wife. You know, the main reason we wanted to move from the city was because we wanted to feel more alive. We wanted to see more. Both me and my wife were raised in the city, Stockholm, Sweden. We wanted to try out something else, something more meaningful. And then we found this homesteading course. I definitely think that you can have a great life in the city as well, but this is just my opinion and how I have shaped my life. And I realized that in the city I need to pay for a lot of things. I need to pay to go on the toilet, I need to pay to drink water. I need to pay for everything. It's really expensive to live in the city. And when I left and started a life out on the countryside, I realized I don't need to pay for all of this. I can make my own firewood. I can grow my own food. I can collect my own water. I can build my own house, and it doesn't have to be expensive. The mainstream road says that that's the only way. Take a loan from the bank, buy a big property, or rather an expensive property. You know, they tell you to study for many years. Then find a job and be thankful that you have this job, and be there 5 days a week from 9 to 5 for your whole life. And with that you can take a loan from the bank to buy a home. And the home is like the most crucial thing for living, for existing on this earth, on this planet. But there are other ways to live this life. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. Okay, so you want to leave the city, but you don't know where to start. I felt the same way. But then, you just have to start somewhere. Just go in some direction. And then eventually you will find out if it's the right or wrong direction. And then you can make the next decision. That's how life works. If you wait too long to take a decision, the opportunity might go away. Maybe it's too late or something. So that's why it's better to take a decision, and it could end up being the wrong decision instead of waiting too long. But we found a homesteading course, and that course really set the direction on our freedom path. And there we learned how to grow vegetables and some basic building techniques, and how to live on a low budget and how to live a free life. And I'm super thankful to have that information, because now I live a free life. I'm free to turn my life around and do whatever I want tomorrow if I end up getting tired and bored of this lifestyle. And trust me, I do sometimes. We don't have a washing machine. We don't have a dishwasher. We don't have a normal toilet. We don't have a shower. But we do have alternatives. We have a sauna where we wash ourselves. We have an outdoor toilet. We have a good system inside for cleaning our clothes. Although it could be developed into something easier. That's on the to-do list. But the truth is that all of these things makes us present here at home. The truth is that we don't need everything. I'm doing just fine. And I'm thankful for the life I have. You know, this lifestyle is actually quite simple. And that's the thing. You are in control over your life. And that means that you need to make the firewood. You need to grow the vegetables. You need to take care of everything here. Water, plumbing, building, and so on. Of course, you can delegate these tasks to other people if you're not ready to do them, but then you have to pay for it. And I can tell you that it's really meaningful to live this life and to solve these problems in the everyday life. If we could build a house and free birth our daughter in this house at 23 years old, you can achieve your dreams. I want to give a huge thanks to all of our members here on A Freedom Path on YouTube. Thank you so much for supporting us, and thanks to you guys we can continue making these videos. And if you also want a more honest and closer view of our life here living off-grid out in the forest, consider subscribing to the Freedom Path membership. Check it out. The link is right here or in the bio. Thank you so much. You can also support us by hitting a thumbs up, subscribing to A Freedom Path, and answer this question. Are you living in the city? Are you planning to move from the city? Are you dreaming about living out on the countryside? Well, maybe it's time to chase those dreams. You!